Oh, this is spontaneous. I had an idea. Come here, come here, come here. I had an idea for a show about women thinking politics. Every time I think of this series, I think of Barbara Walters. I do not know why. I have her voice in my head. I had this idea for a show. I had this idea for a video, and this will be episode 4. This is the D. Louise book series. This is where we read books, talk about books. No special effects going on here. No theme music. Very low tech. I'd appreciate your likes and subscribes. Also, check out Flashback Mondays, Star Trek Fridays, which air before this. And then after Star Trek Friday, please check out this video. If you like this author, then maybe you'll like this author. We've done, my friend here is going, gotcha. Ha ha. You know, there are 2 types of cats. One that will let you hold them when you want, will stay on your lap as long as you want, will come when you want. Then there's the ones that will come when they want, on their terms. Scream and yell, and then they'll come back, because when they come back, it's on their terms. We'll let you hold them when they want to be held. Like I said, 2 different kinds of cats in this world. So anyways, we've done Julia Quinn Bridgerton's. If you like her, you'll check out the Joanna Lindsay's Mallory's. Check Stephanie Lawrence's say what my books. Stephanie Lawrence's Sinsters, Joanna Lindsay's Mallory's, Catherine Coulter Sherbrooke's. We did that whole thing. Then we got into, if you like Patricia Cornwell, maybe you like Kathy Reichs or Tess Gerritsen. And then we got, Pussycat Binge and Shirley Russo and Lillian Jackson Brown. If you like detective mysteries from the point of view of the cat, or the cat is a major character, check out those books. And this is episode 4, which is yet to be sci-fi. I will get to sci-fi. I'm still mourning the fact that I gave away some of my sci-fis, and I'm going to have to do pictures, because I am totally pissed off at myself for giving away my Jim Butchers and my Alan Dean Foster. So we will be going over those. So anyways, what are you eating? What do you got? So I'm trying to think of which author here is the best known, and I really don't know. I do know that these are all my favorites. So let's say if you, what's this one? Oh, if you like a mystery, if you are a bookshop person, like bookshops or bookstores, and you're a cozy mystery person, and there are some cats involved, some dogs involved in some of them, we got some mysteries for you. So if you are and I've done most of these on my video channel. We will be doing more of these. Lorna Barrett, a questionable character. I'm starting to collect the series, so that's why I have odds and ends. Chapter and Hearse, and Murder is Binding, and Handbook for Homicide. These books take place in Stoneham, New Hampshire, and it was a dying town until the community leaders decided to open up bookshops, and now it's got streets lined with bookstores and novelty shops. Trisha Miles owns a bookstore called Haven't Got a Clue. Miss Marple is her cat that doesn't like anybody. Unlike other authors like this, choose the cat to really like them. And we have Angelica, who's got some secrets that are eventually revealed through the entire series. And I love this series. I've done a couple on my videos. We will be doing more on my videos. We will be doing more in depth. Her sister is Angelica, who's got a secret, who's also very wealthy, does some cooking. There's lots of food in these books. I gained a few pounds the first time through. We will do them for videos later individually. And then we have Jenny and Mr. Everett and the police detective she was in love with, sort of, kind of. And she gains a bookshop clerk who was horrible in the beginning, had a horrible introduction. And someone said, why don't you give her a chance? And she did. And the girl has proven to be gold. So we will be going through all of these. I love the Angelica Racita. It's just awesome. Trisha Miles, I just love these books. I really do. And we will be going through these. These are on my bucket list to do videos for. My two, and you have a to be read, I have a to be video. So I think we've done this one. Handbook for Homicide. Check. I'm pretty sure this is the one we did. And Chapter and Hearse and Murderous Bunny. We will be doing these. And A Questionable Character. If this is the newest one, we did the newest one. But we will go through these individually. Watch for these series coming down the road. Then we have Carrie Singleton. I did all of these via audiobooks because I was transcribing. I am a published author. Can you believe that crap? I'm serious. I don't know why I'm not proud of it. I just don't know. I did 34 books in 10 years, but they're genealogy books and they're localized genealogy books. I don't see interest in them. But when I first started, there was. But then by the time I finished, we had Amazon and Family Search. And I had a website, and it was getting I'm serious, absolutely serious, and I have records of it someplace stored. I was getting 10,000 new views a month. I'm serious. Amazon and Family Search came along. My website went to zero searches for years. For years, there was 0 views. Can you believe this? I went from 10,000 to 0. Go figure that one. But that's why if I get money from these books, because I just signed up with a publisher, I'll renew the website. Homestead wants $400. Anybody got $400? You know, if I had $400, I'd buy a new computer. I need a new computer before I need my website back up. But it was NYVA genealogy GEN. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'll get back to the books. So I did all of these via audiobooks. I loved listening to the narrator do these. But Carrie Singleton came to Clover Ridge to spend some time with her aunt and uncle, her Aunt Harriet and Uncle Bosco. There's the first cover, Death Overdue. This book 1 in this series. Oh, and I just remembered I forgot another one. Oh, darn it. She came to Clover Ridge to spend time with her aunt and uncle, and she ends up staying. This is a very bad camera. Carrie had been somewhat of a gothic person when she first came to Clover Ridge. And then she's offered a promotion at the library, and she changes, she gets new clothes, and come here. And her cat is Smokey Joe. I know I've talked about this forever, but I had my Smokey first. Before I encountered this series, I had my Smokey first. My Smokey Joe. She does fall in love with Dylan. She reconciles with her father, Jim. Trisha is her best friend. And this book will also qualify for future videos. I'm going to do paranormal detectives. This will also qualify as a paranormal detective because she works with Evelyn, the library ghost. And we will end up solving Evelyn's murder too in a future book. But these are awesome. I love these books. I love these books. And I stumbled on this series when I was transcribing and I was doing my books. And I went to go to the next book and there wasn't a next book. And I'm like, ah! I didn't know this was a new series. Ah! What was I doing? I got involved with characters. I love characters. I love character progression. I love, reading from book to book as they grow. And Carrie grows. She grows. She gains relationships. She gains friends. She gained with Dylan. She fixes her father. She gets to know her mother again. Her aunt and uncle get involved. It's really good. And then they solve a mystery each book. They solve a murder mystery each book. And it's character progression. I love it. Then we have Jenn McKinley. I think they only have one of these. Yeah, this one might be better. Books can be deceiving. Read It and Weep are the two that I've got. Lindsay Norris has just moved to Briar Creek. She had been employed as head librarian. She also holds a Thursday afternoon crafters where all members of the crafters club come in and they do crafts, arts and crafts, knitting, sewing, pasting, gluing, all that kind of stuff. And they bring in baked goods and test each other's recipes out. And they solve a murder mystery each book. And these are just awesome. I really, really enjoy them. We will be doing these for my videos. She has Anne Marie, Miss Eugene Cole. The elderly lady is like pushing 90. She runs for mayor. There are some issues in that book, murder. And we have Beth, the children's author, and Violet LaRue and Nancy Payton, and Sully becomes her boyfriend. Milton Duffy, who is the president of this historical society, who eventually ends up in a relationship with Miss Eugene Cole, the 90-plus lady. And we have Robbie Vine, and there are others. I just love this series. I just love it. And it's a library. It's another library book, just like Carrie Singleton worked in a library. She works head of programs. There's some interesting ideas. If any of you are library programmers out there, there's some interesting ideas in her book about library programs. I had one. If you have a library or a bookshop, have people, societies, local organizations that thrive in your community, genealogical, a book, or Daughters of the American Revolution, or Sons of the American Revolution, or genealogical societies, or the gardening society. Get tabletop trees, and then Christmas trees. Have the garden club sponsor print out little things like that, 4x6 of gardening books, and one tree be mystery books, and one tree be horror books, one tree be sci-fi books. That's my idea. Totally my idea. See, you get these ideas. And somebody said to me, that's a really good idea. We should do that. But it costs money to buy all those little tabletop trees. Yes, ma'am. Are you back? Are you back? And we will do let's do this one. Where's the other one? I'm missing one. We did this one. Okay. Gemma Doyle owns a Sherlock Holmes bookstore at 22 Baker Street, and her friend Jane Wilson runs the tea room next door. And Maureen helps Gemma run the bookshop, which is a quaint town called West London in Cape Cod. And Moriarty is her cat. And there's a couple of books that go out of town. There are 8 books in this series. It's cute. Elementary, she read. Body on Baker Street, The Cat of Bakersville, A Scandal in Scarlet, There's a Murder Afoot, A Curious Incident, A 3-Book Problem, The Game is a Footnote. So these are some of your Vicki Delany. So if you like these, like the Lorna Barretts, Jenn McKinleys, then you might like some of these. We've got 2. I couldn't find the first one, and I kept looking for it, and I don't seem to have it. Lady Restores Books, A Bibliophile Mystery, Kate Carlisle. And we have this one too. What's this one? No, not yet. So we have these 2, Kate Carlisle. And I think, let's do this one. The Book Supremacy. Newlyweds Brooklyn and Derek are enjoying their final days of their honeymoon in Paris. As they're browsing the bookstalls along the Seine, Brooklyn finds the perfect gift for Derek, a first edition James Bond novel, The Spy Who Loved Me. This is the book that got me into the series, that I picked up and got into the series. We will do these later on this year. I've got a to-be video pile bigger than my to-be read file. She's still going off. Smoke. What are you doing, Smoke? She's washing her toesies. Smoke. And ignoring me, by the way. Bing. 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 Oh, she's done. All right, then. So this is one of the later ones. I should have picked one of the newer ones. I mean, older ones. She buys him The Spy Who Loved Me. When they bump into Ned, an old friend of Derek's spy days, Brooklyn shows him her latest treasure. Once they're back home in San Francisco, they visit a spy shop Ned recommended. The owner begs them to let him display the book Brooklyn found in Paris as part of the shop's first anniversary celebration. Before they agree, Derek makes sure the spy's shop security is up to snuff. Turns out the unassuming book is worth a great deal more than sentimental value. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You keep interrupting me. Soon after, Derek is dismayed when he receives a mysterious letter from Paris announcing Ned's death. Then late one night, someone is killed inside the spy shop. Are the murders connected to Brooklyn's rare pricey book? Is there something even more sinister afoot? And as long as we've got it out, let's just do this one. Brooklyn's also proper future in-laws are traveling from England to meet her, and if that's not enough to set her on edge, rumors abound the charming courtyard shops across the street may be replaced by high-rise apartments. Their trendy neighborhood will be ruined unless Brooklyn and her fiancé Derek Stone can persuade the shop owners not to sell. But with a rare edition of Alice Adventures in Wonderland causing a bad blood at Brothers Bookshop and a string of petty vandalism making everyone nervous, Brooklyn and Derek feel like they're attempting 6 impossible things before breakfast. Then the owner of the Rabbit Hole juice bar is felled by his own heavy shells, and the local cobbler lies dead beside him. Is it an accident or something more sinister? Yes, ma'am. She's marking all of my books. She's putting her scent all over my books so that everybody knows these are her books. Her books, not my books, her books. All right. A Killer Plot. Books by Bay Mystery. Ellery Adams. In the small coastal town of Oyster Bay, North Carolina, you'll find plenty of characters, ne'er-do-wells, and even a few celebrities trying to duck the paparazzi. But when murder joins this curious community, the Bayside book writers are there to get the story. Olivia Limoges is the subject of constant gossip ever since she came back to town, a return as mysterious as her departure. Olivia has kept herself, her dog, and her unfinished novel with a cajoling from the eminently charming writer Camden Ford. She agrees to join the Bayside book writers, break her writer's block, and even make a few friends. But when townspeople start turning up dead with haiku poems left by the bodies, anyone with a flair for language is suddenly suspect, and it's up to Olivia to catch the killer before she meets her own surprise deadly ending. Interesting. Okay, now we've got, let's see, I've got a couple. I went bonkers because I'm going to read these. They're in my to be read pile. So I'm starting to collect these. Long overdue at the Lakeside Library. Glowing wood stove, a cozy log cabin, and shelves full of books are all Rain Wilmot needs to ride out the Wisconsin winter. Books! Books! Fireplace! That sucks! Ride out the Wisconsin winter now that she's made her family's Lofty Pines Library her year-round home, but the warm-hearted librarian's blood runs cold when a local man, Wallace Benson, is found dead during the annual ice fishing jamboree. After Jensen's body is found in ice shanty, Rain recalls that she recently saw the victim in her library, borrowing a few cookbooks to prepare for the fishing tournament's communal chili dump. She later finds these same books returned to the library's drop box with an enigmatic note from Benson to Rain. As Rain seeks to understand the message, the Prime Sextus becomes Rain's friend Nick, who was the last person to see Wallace alive, and who returned to the jamboree with a nasty cut on his hand. The knife found in his tackle box only makes Nick's troubles worse, but Rain keeps fishing for other suspects. Was the killer Danny, who lost his arm to a logging accident involving Wallace, or Danny's bitter father, whose dreams of retirement were dashed by his son's accident? Interesting. Oh, my foot just fell asleep. There she is, just lounging in the background. Summer is in full swing as tourists flock back to northwards and travel Lofty Pines, Wisconsin. For Rain Wilmot, owner of the Lakeside Library, this is the perfect opportunity to bring back her mother's summer book club. But the summer sun starts to really heat up when one of her club members, Lily Redland, is found dead in her own home, and not long after the first meeting. Along her sidekick and neighbor Julia Reynolds and the charming Jay Slow, Rain discovers that the murder is seemingly inspired by the book club recently discussed Agatha Christie's classic novel Sparkling Cyanide. But who would kill Lily, and more importantly, why? Ooh, sounds good, don't it? Alright, so then we've got these. To figure out which one is the first one. Caught on the Book, Laura Gail Black. I know my computer is bad with video. Fans of Ellery Adams and Paige Shelton in Laura Gail Black's fourth novel in the Antique Bookshop Mystery. So this is book 4. We got to go get the others. The annual fishing tournament and festival in Hoax Folly, North Carolina, is the high watermark event of the year. Antiquarian bookseller Jenna Quinn, owner of Twice Upon a Time bookstore, is ready to catch some new customers with her fishing-themed book display at the festival. That is, until a local author is found dead in the booth. All fingers point to Frank Suter, a former detective with the police department. His soon-to-be ex-wife and has been dating the victim, and Frank had been seen having an argument with him earlier that day. When Keith Logan, Jenna's boyfriend and detective with the local police, asked Jenna for help to solve the case, she shocked. Frank was Keith's former partner and someone who had been determined to pin more than one murder on Gemma. Frank doesn't want Jenna's help any more than Jenna wants to help him, but the two will have to put aside their animosity for each other if they want to reel in the killer. Interesting. All right, now let me see which one of these is the first one. The Bodies in the Library. Haley Book's fresh start as the curator of the First Edition Society's library in Bath, England, is about to take a rotten turn in this charming new mystery series from USA Today bestselling author Marty Wingate. I finally landed my dream job. Haley Burke. Am the new creator of Lady Georgina's Fowling First Edition Library. The library is kept at Middle Bank House, a lovely Georgian home, and I have a cozy flat on the premises. The library houses first editions from women authors of the golden age of mystery, such as Agatha Christie and Dorothy L. Sayers. Now, if I only knew the first thing about mystery novels, I would be set. It would be also help if I did not find myself always at odds with Mrs. Woolgar, Lady Fowling's former personal assistant. She is thoroughly opposed to my plans to breathe new life into the library and would love nothing more than to kick out Agatha Christie's fan fiction writers group I have allowed to meet up at Middlebrook. But when one of the group is found dead in the vulnerable stacks of the library, I will have to take a cue from the greatest mystery writers to catch the killer and save the library as well as my new job. Interesting. And the librarian always rings twice, and murder is a must are the others in the series. So we will have to check those out. And another Laurel Gail, an antique bookshop, For Whom the Bell Tolls. That's another one in that series. I should have brought this out with the other one. I didn't see it. Trouble follows Jenna Quinn wherever she goes, fleeing some unsavory characters in her hometown of Charlotte. Jenna accepts her uncle's gracious invitation to stay with him in small-town Holy Forks, North Carolina. In exchange, she'll help him out in his antiquarian bookstore. But soon after she arrives, Jenna finds her uncle's body dead. Ugh. So that's the first one in the series. Come here, miss. You're driving me crazy. Yes, ma'am. I am paying attention to you now. You know that? I know you want my attention. I said do. But you want it on your terms, right? Right. Here's another Holly Den. Murder at the Lakeside Library. When I find a series I like, I gather up all the books I can find in that series. You can on her terms. She came back on her terms. You see my point? Murder at the Lakeside Library. Rain Wilmot has just entered her family's waterlogged cabin in Lofty Pines after the untimely death of her husband. The cabin is peaceful compared to Rain's corporate job and comes with an informal library that Rain's mother Willa used to run. But as Lane prepares for reopening the library, all hopes of peaceful life are shattered when she discovers the body of Thornton Hughes, a real estate buyer on the premises. So, we know that I did wrong in introducing these books because I didn't do them in order. But so we have Holly Danvers' Murder at Lakeside Library and To Death at the Lakeside Library, Read to Death, and Long Overdue at the Lakeside Library. And then we have For Whom the Book Tolls and Caught on the Book by Laura Gail Black. And these look really good. And our final entry of the day, and let's see if I cannot embarrass myself and do these in order. Let's see. 22. 19. 20. 21. So, A Library Pub Mystery, An Ale of Two Cities, Sarah Fox. The Winter Carnival always brings holiday cheer, Christmas joy, and tourists with cash to the picturesque Shady Creek, Vermont. At the center of the glittering decorations and the twinkling lights is book lover and pub owner Sadie Coleman, creating original cocktails, hosting a literary trivia evening, and cheering on her local employee Melanie Mel Costas as she competes in the ice carving competition. But holiday cheer can't compete with former resident and renowned chef Freddie Mancini, who arrives with his nose in the air, showing off his ice sculpting skills like a modern-day Michelangelo, During the artist break in the night-long contest, Mel's tools disappear, and Freddie is found dead with her missing pick in his chest. Although the police turn their attention to Mel, it seems everyone in town had a grudge against Freddie, including his assistant, his mentor, his former flame, and even his half-brother. Interesting. And the malt in our stars. Sadie is delighted to have booked famous romantic suspense novelist Lena Bliss for an event at the Inkwell, a literary-themed pub housed in a renovated gristmill. The author and her personal assistant, Mercy, are staying at the Shady Creek Manor, a grand historical hotel that was once a private mansion and is rumored to still hold hidden treasure somewhere within its walls. But at the hotel's storied past is nothing compared to its tragic present, when Marcy plummets to her death from an open window on the third floor. After Sadie discovers signs of a struggle in the room, it is clear that someone assisted the assistant out the window. But Marcy is new in town. Who would have motive to kill her? Claret and Present Danger. True Heart Renaissance Fair and Circus has rolled into town, attracting locals who can't wait to spend a few summer days lost in a whimsical world of all-knowing fortune-tellers and daring acrobats. Well-read pub satyr Sadie Coleman is up in magic herself when she serves drinks to the fair's resident wizard, the shamelessly brazen illusionist Ozzy Stone, and scores 2 tickets to his dazzling performance. Sadie has no complaints about indulging in a free show with her new beau, crafty brewery owner Grayson Blake. But while Ozzy is an instant crowd pleaser, the real surprise comes when he collapses in the middle of his set. It's not part of the act. Ozzy is dead, seemingly poisoned by someone who wasn't clowning around about writing the roguish showman's final chapter. So there we go. Oh, and through the looking glass. Autumn brings a wonderful wonderland of color and atmosphere to Vermont. As the leaves fall from the trees, the town is gearing up for a new festival, a taste of Shady Creek. Pub proprietor Sadie Coleman is looking forward to visitors coming to sample her literary-themed cocktails. She's a little more wary about her mother's impending first visit. What if her mom doesn't like Sadie's adopted town or her new boyfriend, Grayson Blake? These concerns are overshadowed when a food critic is found dead at Grayson's Craft Brewery, pinned under a barrel. Curious or incurious, the victim is linked to Grayson's past as a private investigator, and all the evidence points to him as killer. While Grayson lays low, Sadie starts some investigating of her own, diving down a rabbit hole of suspects. Was it a bad review that made the killer mad as a hatter, or are there other motives at play? So what do you think? Check out Kate Carlisle and Holly Danvers and Jenn McKinley. And Lorna Barrett. Lorna Barrett. We will be doing these. I love Angela's Reseda. I love Miles. I love these. These are so awesome. You will have to check them out. And Sherlock and Vicki Delany's. So please hit the like and subscribe. Let me know I'm doing a good job. Let me know if you like library books. And help me out with some sci-fi recommendations, please. I'll be getting my I'm looking all over town for my Jim Butcher and my Alan Dean Foster books again. We'll see what happens. So please hit the like and subscribe. Let me know I'm doing a good job. Don't forget to check out Star Trek Fridays and Flashback Mondays and my daily book reviews. We're doing Patterson, Donna DeLeon, Victoria Thompson, and a bunch of other authors. Thank you.